All right, do you want to get in better shape? You want to get fit, but you don't want to eat chicken and broccoli and rice 3 meals a day? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. We're talking all kinds of meals and snacks today, so strap in, get ready for episode 207. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Purdy, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. For my return listeners, welcome back. I am so appreciative that you continue to tune in to this podcast, and I hope that it's just a little nugget of information that you can kind of tuck in your pocket and take with you and actually apply to your life, because that's what this is all about. Simple, applicable, bite-sized pieces of information, right? All right, if you have not signed up for my text community, please text the word podcast to 706-222-7551. You will be joined in my text community. You'll get a couple automated confirmation texts and a welcome message from me. And then after that, everything you get comes directly from me. You can also send me direct messages on that number. So if you have a question, if you have an idea for a future show, if you have a question that you specifically want answered on the podcast, let me know, and I'd be happy to do that for you. With that being said, let's dive into today's episode. So when it comes to snacks and foods, I know it can be overwhelming because, let's face it, food is tough. You know, we go work out and we're done. We don't have to think about it the rest of the day, but food, it's constantly in front of us. It's constantly shoved in our faces, kind of waved at us and be like, hey, here I am, come eat me. I know I'm not good for you. And it can be a struggle to know what to eat. So I kind of want to lay out some basics and some staple items that are never a bad idea, and hopefully give you some new creative ideas for your meal eating and all that stuff. And I can't even talk. I don't know what I'm trying to say. In other words, things that you can eat for your nutrition. All right. So first off, let's start with breakfast. You know, obviously I'm a big fan of eggs. A mixture of whole eggs and egg whites is always good. Some maybe whole wheat toast to go alongside with it, or maybe some fresh fruit. A glass of non-fats, low-fat milk, or a milk alternative. So oat milk, almond milk, etc. is always a good option for breakfast. Oatmeal is another great thing. You know, with oatmeal, it is carb heavy, so make sure you get some kind of protein in with that. Mixing in a scoop of protein can be really good in your oatmeal. And make sure you add plenty of, whether you're doing milk or water, to kind of give it a little bit of texture so it's not dry as a board. Then lunch. Lunch can be difficult because I get that, you know, you probably may not be able to just whip up something in the kitchen and you need to take it with you on the go or have it readily available. So there's several things. So first off, tuna on a whole wheat bread or on a wrap is always a great idea. If you're gonna do that, I would stay away from like kind of fatty mayo. Either choose a light mayo or use mustard instead, or even better, make like a homemade mayo using just a plain non-fat Greek yogurt, add some salt, pepper, some garlic powder, and some dill, and just kind of mix that up and use that as a mayo in your tuna. Much better option. You can pair it with some non-fat cheese sticks, with, again, a piece of fruit. You can add in a little beef jerky on the side. Another great thing is chicken. And whether this is actual chicken that you cook ahead of time and cut up, or if it's like the chicken breast out of a can, kind of mix it up with some salsa, mix it up with some quinoa. And again, you know, even if you can't cook this stuff up, you can prep this stuff, have it ready to go, buy yourself some prep containers and take it with you. Salads are also another good option. You can cut up a ton of salad ahead of time. You can hard boil a bunch of eggs, cook a bunch of chicken. And then again, each night, before you go to bed, put all that in a container, some salad, some chicken, and some eggs, put some dressing on the side, and then you're ready to go. So these are a few of my favorite ideas for lunch. Moving on to dinner. Dinner, I feel like, is one of the easier meals just because typically we're home by that point. We have a little bit more time to spend with it. So there's a lot of great different dinner ideas. For the most part, my meat is always either chicken, turkey, or fish. And I'll be honest, fish I usually kind of have with lunch, so I usually don't do fish with dinner. But for me personally, it always starts with chicken or turkey. I love ground turkey. It gives me that flavor like I'm eating ground beef, but it's better for me. And you can pretty much make most dishes just using that as an alternative. So just a few examples. Obviously, there's, just cooking the chicken, having a healthy side, and some veggies. Now, healthy side, what is that? So I recommend either some quinoa, some rice, or some potatoes. Sweet potato is the best, yes, but there's nothing wrong with just a simple regular baked potato or red potatoes, which are my personal favorite, and I kind of like those better than rice and quinoa sometimes. You can use a hot sauce or salsa as a great flavoring. I've also been on this big buffalo sauce. It's like this very low calorie buffalo sauce I found at the store, so that's really good. I like to mix that up with my meat or potatoes, whatever I'm eating. I like to do stir fries, so chicken and veggies served over rice. It's pretty simple. Add a little bit of soy sauce, and I'm good to go on that. I like doing chilies. With my chili, I do ground turkey, beans, corn, can of crushed tomatoes, and then just a bunch of seasoning, and that is amazing. That usually makes a huge pot, and then I have that for a couple nights. I also really love doing tacos. Tacos don't have to be unhealthy. Again, cook up some ground turkey, throw a can of beans in there. You can either get taco seasoning, you can make your own taco seasoning with some cumin, some chili powder, salt and pepper, and garlic. Add some salsa. You can either serve it over a bed of lettuce and tomato, and add some salsa, a little bit of non-fat cheese, and some sour cream. Or if you want to get some whole wheat tortillas, some spinach wraps, something like that is also a really great way to go. So you don't have to skip Taco Tuesdays, because I don't know about you, but I really love Taco Tuesdays. So what about snacks? What are some great snack ideas? Well, here are some of my favorites. First off, I would say non-fat Greek yogurt cups are probably my go-to all the time. Like I eat the crap out of some yogurt. I love just vanilla. I like to mix protein powder in with it. And if you get creative and get some different protein powders, you can really change up the flavors. For example, I get all my stuff through MyProtein, and you can check them out, myprotein.com. I also have a link through my website, bonestobulk.com, if you want to check out some of the proteins that I use. And I get like strawberry, I get birthday cake flavor, cinnamon roll, and then I mix that in with my yogurt. And it's like having this dessert pudding. It tastes amazing, and it's packed with protein. Usually when it's all said and done, it's about 35 grams of protein per serving between the yogurt and the scoop of protein. So hands down, my favorite thing. Also, I like the non-fat cheese sticks. They're just kind of easy to grab and go. Fruit is always a great option. There's not really a bad fruit. Tree nuts are really great, especially if you're struggling with putting on weight, because they're packed with calories. So almonds, cashews, pecans, walnuts, all those are really amazing. Beef jerky, I wouldn't say beef jerky every day, but a couple times a week, definitely not a bad thing. And just make sure you're getting the real beef jerky, not like the Slim Jims, because that's a bunch of processed crap. Smart Pop popcorn is really good. Don't confuse this with Skinny Pop, because Skinny Pop is not good. But yeah, any kind of like Smart Pop popcorn or light popcorn is typically pretty good. Veggies and hummus is another favorite of mine. So cut up some cucumbers, some carrots, or broccoli, whatever your kind of choice is on that, and dip it in some hummus. Like, I get my stuff at Aldi's. They have like a red pepper hummus. They have a garlic hummus, regular. So different stuff for that. Another big favorite of mine. And then you can always do a shake too. Especially if you're trying to gain, doing a shake in between meals is super helpful. My shakes usually consist of a cup of either non-fat milk or oat milk, then a scoop of protein, a banana, and some PB powder, and then also some yogurt. So it's a great way to pack in a lot of calories, a lot of protein in between meals, and they really fill you up. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you some ideas, some creative things to do. Don't limit yourself to only eating one thing all the time. You know, don't get me wrong. I like keeping things simple, so I tend to eat the same thing over and over until I get sick of it, and then I switch out for something new. But you don't have to do that. Like, be creative with your food, try new things, look up healthy recipes, like, be creative with your food. You have to enjoy what you eat, or you're not going to stick with the nutritious diet plan that you're following. So I hope this helps. And remember, if you're on any social media platform, please check me out. I am at Bones to Bulk everywhere. Also have some great resources at bonestobulk.com. You can check out kind of a lot of the gear I use. You can track the podcast. I have some of my YouTube videos up there, so it's kind of your all-in-one stop. But also, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, you name it, hit me up. We have a great group of people over on Facebook, and yeah, I would love to have you join. With that being said, remember, no matter what walls you're facing, what things you're coming up against, you can accomplish any goal that you set your mind to. You've got this.